Okay, no worries.
Okay, and we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Final Tackle podcast. Roll the intro. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm CJ, and I'm joined by Super League Women's halfback, former player of the Bradford Bulls in her first season. She, with that team, won the league leaders and the Challenge Cup, and she is currently the halfback for the Castleford Tigers women's team. Claire Garner, thank you for joining us here.
No problem. Hello, everyone.
So basically, let's get stuck into the questions. Question one, speaking of the debut, is you made your debut for the Bradford Bulls in 2016. What was that like for you?
Well, initially it was nerve-wracking. So the first experience of rugby league I had with Bradford was I went to watch the women's team play Featherstone at Featherstone,
Oh, wow.
and they were short of a couple. Yeah, they were short of a couple of players. So I said that I had some boots in the car. I put my boots on and I'd be on the bench for them. So that was my real first taste of rugby league.
Wow.
My actual first, yeah. So the first time I actually played a full 80 minutes was against Thatto Heath, which is now the St Helens, who were
That's crazy.
they were they were the champions and unbeaten. And it was a reality check, really. I'm a rugby union player by trade.
Yep.
So I'd been playing that for a number of years, 20 odd years.
Wow.
So I thought so a long time, and I thought I'd try my hand at a rugby league. And to compare the sports, they are completely different, and they're completely different tactics. Halfbacks only need to concentrate on their half of the pitch, really, unless they're linking. So it was a new sport to come to terms with, and as well as meet the girls as well. So it's a new team, a new sport, and a new environment. So it was daunting.
It would have been very overwhelming,
but luckily
for sure.
Yeah, massively. But luckily the girls were very welcoming, very patient with me, because obviously they're trying to kick my union head and brain work out and put a rugby league head on instead. But it was good. And I from that moment on, I've not looked back, and I've carried on my career in rugby league.
That's honestly wonderful. Just a quick shout out for our sponsor. They are the Leeds RLFC stickers. They are an England-based sticker company specialising in Leeds Rhinos Super League stickers. They're 100% quality guaranteed with regular new design releases. Head over to their Instagram, give them a follow and a DM them for their prices and much more. They're also very good prices, and yes, they ship internationally because I have bought from them. We are currently in talks of designing and maybe releasing a Final Tackle exclusive design release. So be sure to follow them and us on Instagram for updates on that. And I will tag and link all of their social medias, etc., in the description of this podcast, and also on Instagram when this goes live on Spotify. Anyway, sorry, heading back to the questions. Question 2. You then went on to win the Challenge Cup and League title in that same year with Bradford. What was the emotion around the club and in general after accomplishing all of that with the team in your first year with them?
I think the emotion, we were all ecstatic. We didn't expect to do the double, let alone we went unbeaten that season as well.
Oh, wow. That's an achievement as well, for sure.
Yeah, massively. Because when you're on a winning streak, people want to knock you off your perch, and they want to beat you, because you basically walk around with a target on your back.
Yeah.
But for us to go that season unbeaten and do the double, it was something that I'll probably never forget. We had the players, the mentality, and the coaching staff to really drive that team forward, and afterwards, looking back on it, it's something that it's probably going to be tough to replicate in seasons going forward, because of the development of the Women's Super League and the amount of teams and girls that are involved now. To make that sort of accomplishment again, it is going to be difficult.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. You were then selected in the World Cup side for England, and you headed over to Australia for that. What was it like representing your nation for the first time, and also playing in another country for your country?
You can't really describe the feeling of getting your first World Cup cap for England. It's overwhelming, and the amount of support that you get as well. yeah, you've got quite a bit of pressure on you, not only of like a nation, but then of your family, your relatives, your friends, because they all want you to do well, and you feel like you've got to make them proud as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's difficult, and especially coming over and playing Australia in their own backyard.
Yeah.
It's yeah, you guys live and breathe
Yeah,
rugby league,
we
and
do.
it's like it's your national sport, yeah.
Pretty much.
And so to come over to a country where it is so well respected and so well promoted, was a real eye opener, and it was a privilege to play
Oh,
in Australia.
on behalf of the NRL, thank you very much.
Yeah, you guys, you really you set the sort of the milestone in terms of where rugby league should be heading
Mm-hmm.
for women's rugby league in particular.
Oh, wonderful.
But your country's a bit too hot for me, if I'm honest. It's yeah, if you could turn the heating down a little bit, that'd be appreciated. But
We'll try
like
our
I
best
said,
with that.
just yeah. But being over there and playing rugby over in Australia, where it is, like I said, your national sport, it was an honour. And something which will remain in my memory bank for years to come.
Wonderful. Going to the next question. You had what seemed to be, unfortunately, a dismal 2018 with Bradford, and you opted to not continue with them for this season and signed with the Tigers. How's the atmosphere at the Tigers, and have you settled in?
I love being part of the Tigers family. I'm fortunate enough that the players voted me as the captain for my first season there.
Yep.
So I've come to a new club with new players, and they wanted me to be the captain, which is an honour.
That speaks volumes about yourself and your playing ethics.
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and it's a privilege to lead them out week in, week out, and I enjoy being there. The ethos around and the vibe around the squad is really, really good. We work hard for each other, and hopefully, and judging by the results that we've been putting out, that's reflected on the pitch as well, and the crowds that we're attracting at the home ground as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's honestly, that's probably the best question the best answer that I could get for that. We've just got a message in the live stream from Leeds RLFC Stickers saying thanks for the promotion, mate. No worries, and thank you very much for sponsoring us here at the Final Tackle podcast, mate. Going on to the next question. As the men's season comes to a close, which two teams do you think we will see taking on each other in the Super League Grand Final for the men's division?
Ideally, we want Castleford to be there.
For sure.
One club, aren't we? So yeah, we'd like Castleford. We both would like to get there, both the women's and the men's team. It'd be an ideal situation. It'd be a perfect end to the season if we could both go there and both come away with silverware. I think Saints are performing well. They've won the league leaders shield over here. They were unfortunate enough to lose out in the Challenge Cup final to Warrington. So I think Saints are definitely going to be up there. Hopefully Cassie's going to be up there, but it's playoff final rugby.
Exactly.
Anything can happen.
That's very true.
All form goes out the window, and it's whoever wants it most and whoever plays the best on the day that'll get through it into the final, and then inevitably win the title.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I personally, because I've been watching the entire Super League season this year for the first time, I've actually managed to watch all of it, and not just my beloved Leeds, but every single game. And I cannot go past St Helens going back to back. It is a very real possibility, in my opinion.
Yeah, they've definitely got the players and the infrastructure, and the momentum going forward. I think the Challenge Cup final was a setback for them, but the comeback's always better than the setback, so maybe they can bounce back and get that silverware.
I reckon they'll be hungry for it. The last question before we go into our partner and sponsor questions and trivia is, what is your proudest achievement of your playing career so far?
It'd have to be my first England cap.
For sure.
You can't put a price on that feeling you get where you're belting out the national anthem at the top of your voice, and you've got your family in the crowd. The messages of support and wearing that badge on your chest, it is something which you can't really describe the feelings. I mean, when I was lined up, I looked at my family and I started to tear up a little bit because I was, and not because I was upset, it was just because I was so proud to be there, and I know how proud they were of me as well. So yeah, it would have to be my first England cap.
That's wonderful. So we've got two more questions, and they are the partnership and the sponsorship questions. The sponsorship, the Leeds RLFC Stickers asks, if you could play for any NRLW team, which would it be and why?
I think having the chance to play over in the NRL would be a fantastic opportunity for anybody that plays over here in the Super League.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick a team, it'd probably be the Brisbane Broncos.
Yes, sorry, I follow the Brisbane Broncos, as you all can see in the live stream, so continue.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got some quality players. They've got Stefan Cock, Ali Brigginshaw. I mean, Ali Brigginshaw's a quality halfback, and if I could train with her, let alone play with her, just to learn her trade and how she plays would be an honour, because like she's got World Cup final medals under her belt, and she's the captain over there. So it'd be just a real experience to be training with quality players like that. And I also like the kit as well.
Yeah.
So if you like the kit, that's half the battle.
Yeah, for sure. And we've got one more question. It's actually from our partner, which this episode is in partnership with the Rugby League Away Day. They specialise in all things Super League news, focusing currently on the Super League women's news. They're actually the ones that put me onto your name, and they got me into contact with you. So for all of your Super League news, from injuries to team lists and everything in between for Super League and Super League Women's, head to Rugby League Away Day on Instagram. Give them a follow to never miss an update on all things Super League and Super League Women's. Again, they ask, what do you think the women's code or women's league needs to improve for the Super League Women's league? So for the Super League Women's to grow. Or do you think it doesn't need anything at all and it's fine how it's going, sort of thing?
Yeah, I think at the moment it's definitely headed in the right direction.
Definitely.
The fact that we've got so many rugby Super League teams now in the Super League, which is providing more competition.
Mm-hmm.
Betfred have now taken on board the Super League for next season, which is a massive step forward.
That is massive.
Yeah. So they're not only going to be doing the men's, but they're going to be doing the women's as well. So in terms of if they can do anything else to improve, I'd say not a lot more. I think more fans maybe for the other Super League games. I know down at Castleford we get a good couple of hundred down. I mean, we've got the record now for the most Super League fans to attend a Super League game for the women's side. Yes, I think we had 1,496. I think.
Oh wow, that's massive.
Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it was. Yeah, so the cast fans are really getting behind us, and all I would ask is that all the other Super League sides, their fans get behind their club, women's club as well, and let's promote both the women's and the men's team at the same time, and get Rugby League really on the map, and get it promoted around the world.
Well, I mean, I know currently where I live in Australia, I use a streaming website called KO Sports, and they show all of the Betfred men's Super League, but they don't do the women's Super League. However, now that you've mentioned that Betfred is taking on the women's league next year, I'm guaranteed that will be on KO next year, so I will be sure to watch every single Super League women's game of the season next year.
Yeah, definitely. And it would be, and I mean, probably not in any time soon. What would be good is if the winner of your NRL plays the winner of our Super League.
Kind of like a World Club Challenge for the women's sort of thing.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean, that would be the ultimate goal. Yeah.
Oh, honestly, for sure. Yeah. Even having a World Club Series like they do as well.
Yeah. Just so like clubs and girls that aren't necessarily going to play for the country get a chance to experience what Rugby League is like the other side of the pond. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Awesome. And now it is time for trivia. It is the Super League set of 6. Are you ready for this? It's quick fire questions.
Right. I'll do my best, but I can't promise.
Oh, good. Okay. Question 1. Who won the 1997 Australian Super League Grand Final?
Let's go Melbourne Storm.
No, because fun fact, Melbourne Storm weren't in the league until 98.
Oh.
And there was only one season of the Australian Super League. That was 97, and the Brisbane Broncos won that.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
I should have guessed that if that's your team.
It's all good. Question 2. Which 2 teams faced off in the 2019 World Club Challenge earlier this year?
St Helens and the Rabbitohs.
No, you were right with the first half, St Helens, and it was the Sydney Roosters.
Oh, the one Sydney. God.
All good. Sydney Roosters won that match. My friend that I went to school with played in that winning game for the Roosters.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, question 3. Sorry. Which club has won the most Challenge Cup titles?
Wigan Warriors.
Yes. Question 4. When was the Castleford Tigers founded?
1857.
No, 1926.
Oh,
Quite
got them
late.
well out.
Quite late compared to some
Yeah.
teams, yeah.
Yeah.
Question 5. How many World Club Challenges have Leeds won?
It's either 3 or 4. I'm going to go 4.
Oh, you would have been right, but it was 3.
Oh.
Final question. When did Castleford last play in a Challenge Cup final for the men's division or men's league?
Oh, sorry, that's my dogs.
That's all good.
2009.
No, very close though. 2014. I want to thank you very much for joining us here on the Final Tackle podcast. Do you have anything that you would like to say to the fans, and in general, if you want to promote anything?
No, I just want to say a massive thank you for allowing me to come on your podcast. Thank you to your supporters as well for supporting you. And just to anyone that's watching the Super League, get yourself down to the games this weekend. There's some good games that are going on. Just keep supporting us, and hopefully we can give you some good rugby to watch.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us here. And I will definitely get you on again at the end of the season to join me in the Castleford Tigers season wrap-up.
Yep, no problem at all.
Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers, and you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Another big shout-out to our sponsor, Leeds RLFC_stickers, for sponsoring this episode. Be sure to catch this on Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, and also Twitch. They will be uploaded to all of those minus Twitch, which will be immediately after this is ended, within the hour. Thank you very much for everyone to everyone who listened.